It is now my pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker, Shabreen Khan. Shabreen will be receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology. She is currently a research associate at the Mind Institute of the UC Davis Medical Center, where she works with children and families with neurodevelopmental illnesses including Fragile X syndrome, Tourette syndrome, and is a cardiac rehabilitation intern at UC Davis's Lawrence J. Ellison Ambulatory Care Center. Shabreen is a recipient of the Dean's Honors for 2010-11 and is interested in furthering her education by pursuing one of the most important PhDs possible, a PhD in neuroscience, which just by coincidence is what my PhD is in. Ultimately becoming a professor at UC Davis, one of my aspirations for many years, whilst contributing to children's neurodevelopmental research. Welcome, Shabreen.
Good afternoon, Provost Hexter, deans of the college, administration, faculty, family members, and friends. On this happy occasion, I would like to take a moment to remember those who were there to rejoice with us in our success and comfort us in our sorrows. Those who were there to get us excited for the future and remind us of our past. Those who were there to fill our souls with peace and our stomachs with good food. Yes, today, let us thank the intelligent, loving, caring, and compassionate men and women who work at Burgers and Brew. In all seriousness, this speech is for the moms who made us individual home-cooked portions of food, the dad who checked under the hood of our car to ensure a safe trip back to Davis, for the sister who filled us in on what we had missed while being away from home and visited us when we felt homesick, for the grandparents who wished us luck before every exam, for the brother who spotted us $5 for the ever-increasing bridge toll and every time we returned to Davis, for the best friend who made us realize there's more than one flavor of intelligence, the professors and TAs who have inspired and enriched us, and for you, my fellow classmates, who have struggled, persisted, and succeeded. Today, I would like to share with you all a personal story. This story is about connecting the dots. As a high school senior getting ready for college, my life was planned out with the utmost detail. And it went something like this. Get into a UC, get straight A's in all of my classes, major in a super cool science, and get into Harvard School of Medicine and become a doctor. And retire at 35. Let me be the first to tell you that is not how it worked out. Freshman year, Dr. Enderle's general chemistry class, I received my first C on an exam. Then it was evident. This was not going to be as easy as I had planned. As the first 2 years of college progressed on, I struggled along with it. My plan was failing. Feeling discouraged that I wasn't succeeding as easily as I had hoped exacerbated my struggle to do well. I felt like I was letting myself and my family down. Finally, I decided I would seek help. Amazingly enough, I found someone who would teach me one of the most valuable lessons I have learned as a young adult. Melody Boyer, an academic advisor here at LNS, brought to my attention that I was not enjoying what I was doing, and that it is very difficult, if not near to impossible, to succeed in something that you do not have a passion for. When I finally came to realize this fact of life, I came to another conclusion. There's more than one way to succeed. There's more than one way to the top. Although planning and having goals is essential in life, it is also essential to accept the idea that in the event that your plans change, it may be a great change that will bring you to your passion. I was lucky enough to have what I like to call an advisor-induced epiphany, which helped me transition from struggling in school to finding a passion for research. As I started enjoying what I was doing, I connected the dots of both failure and struggle. I learned that you have to trust that the dots will connect down the road. They don't always connect looking forward, but they always connect looking backwards, illustrating that in order to succeed, our desire for success must be greater than our fear of failure. What also becomes apparent when we reflect on our accomplishments and growth has been illustrated by the prominent Steve Jobs. That is, that our time as young adults is limited. We should not be trapped by other people's dogma, which is living in the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner desires. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. We have struggled, pulled all-nighters, crammed, stressed, cried, laughed, bought tons of Scantrons, and prayed for the lowest curves in our classes. And today have added 2 more letters to our name. But it doesn't end here, because the education that we have received from this fine institution becomes even more valuable when we take what we have accomplished and learned into a world that absolutely needs us. It needs to hear our voices spoken loudly, to consider our ideas, to engage us in discourse. It needs us to ask good questions and answer ones when they call. It needs us to show that we care, to give it mercy and compassion. It needs us to help those less fortunate, but most of all, it needs us to spread that contagious desire to better ourselves. I know that we are all capable of doing so because the people who are leaving here today are better than the ones who came, and I am humbled, my fellow classmates, to have had the opportunity to travel this road with you. Before I leave you today, I would like to share a quote with you by Bernard Edmonds that has inspired me in times of struggle. To dream anything that you want to dream, that is the beauty of the human mind. To do anything that you want to do, that is the strength of the human will. But to trust yourself, to test your limits, that is the courage to succeed. Congratulations, class of 2011. Go Ags!